A local defense company is delaying its official launch event due to the Israel-Hamas war. News Channel 3's Tatum Larson spoke to the CEO of the Modon Corporation for more on why they're now shifting their focus. Tatum.
Hi, Karen. Well, for the past 7 years, the Modon Corporation has been designing modular buildings and defense systems meant to help people affected by natural disasters, public health emergencies, and war. As the Israel-Hamas war rages on, the CEO of the Modon Corporation told me that the company decided to hold off on their official design launch to focus on sending out finished mods to those affected by the conflict.
So this is not a time to celebrate the company right now. We're very conscious of what's going on.
Guy Asif, the CEO of the Modon Corporation, says his company is now shifting its focus from celebrating their product to figuring out how to get it to the people who need it most.
The intention was to have an American unveiling of the product on November the 2nd. The intent was to have guests coming in from Israel, from Canada, from different parts of the US, from Europe. And of course, because of the recent conflict in the Middle East, we had to postpone it.
Asif says he'd rather not focus on taking a political stance amidst the conflict. Instead, he wants to help Israelis and Palestinians whose lives have been uprooted by the war.
I think the innocent people that are losing their homes and their lives are in danger and their kids' lives are in danger don't really care right now about my political view or anybody else's political view. They need to have the assistance of everybody who can come in and help.
You're looking at a prototype of one of the Modon modular buildings. It's an adjustable 10 by 10 foot building that is designed for quick and easy installation.
But this system is sort of like a Lego system, so you can really create and build any sort of building or system which will be mounted and have things mounted onto it. Some of the elements that will make the system bomb-proof or bulletproof.
Asif says it could be life-saving for Israelis and Palestinians who have been left without proper shelter.
We're aiming to help anybody and everybody who is dislocated from their homes, anybody who needs assistance of safety.
Asif told me that they are now trying to find a way to begin manufacturing the modular buildings in the U.S. at this time. They have no official date for the deployment of these modular buildings. Stay with News Channel 3 for updates. Live in studio, Tatum Larson, News Channel 3.